Good morning. Good morning. Ah, good morning. Wherever you are, give everybody an opportunity to get on real quick. It's your boy Dynamite Sloan. I'm gonna go live for just a second. Had a really good day yesterday, man. Some iconic situations happened, man. Truly grateful for the opportunity to witness what we did yesterday. What's going on, little bro? I see you. And so I just want to, get on here real quick, man, and just, share a couple of thoughts about some keys to success, man, that I've had an opportunity to learn and experience. Hope this information is going to be a blessing to you, like it has been to me. This journey, man, that I've been on for entrepreneurship and success. It's been a lifelong journey, man. So a lot of things you're seeing, on the post, and as me and my team travel around, man, you're seeing years of compound effort and results, man. And so we really thank God for it. There's no such thing as an overnight success, in my opinion. But I do believe there's a couple key things, you know what I'm saying, that you really have to understand. And the key thing that you have to master, and I really want to hit that real quick in this video. That's the key mindsets you have to master and action steps to be successful. So you can share this video on your pages to other people on your platforms. Can get an opportunity. It will be some more training information that's going to go forward later today. I expect to get a couple of moments to do an interview with Muhammad Ali, his brother Rahman Ali, which was a blessing yesterday. Oh my God, I can't express it enough of how much that was a blessing to my life. Those of you who didn't get a chance to see the video, you can go back on my page, and watch the clippings. But man, the brother spoke some things. He called me blessed, and even for my beard, as it was angels upon my face, and for me to continue to keep the journey that I'm doing, So as a young black male who I am, and coming up in the urban streets of Newark, New Jersey, and moving to Salisbury, North Carolina, being raised in a place such as I am, many people do not get a chance to make it out of those places. And so I believe my life has beat a lot of odds, you know what I'm saying, of destruction. And so, a lot of positive you hear from me. I'm just grateful that God has blessed me to get out of those places, now come back to share with other people some keys to success that has helped me along the way. So share. Hope this is a blessing to you. I'm going to go through 5 keys real quick that can help you be successful on your journey. And you can go back and review this. Number 1 for me, man, is get to know who you are. I think that's the key to anything. You got to know you. Like everybody, want to be great. You know what I'm saying? But you understand, it's really something special inside of you for who you are. You know what I mean? Get to know that person. You know what I'm saying? Take some time with that person. All of us is a conglomerate and collaboration of a lot of different energies, mindsets, things from other people, genetics from our parents, you know what I'm saying, who have formulated us to be who we are, our environments, you know what I'm saying, a lot of that is inside of us. But get to know you, what gets you excited, what gets you happy, what gets you upset, you know what I mean, what your fears are. A lot of things you understand is wrapped up inside your fear. Even though we say fear, is false evidence appearing to be real, the essence of it is a lot of fears in your mindset. So you have to understand that fear paralyzes, right? Fear paralyzes. When you're afraid of things, it shuts you down. A lot of things that I've been able to do across the country, and we're about to go international here in a minute. So a lot of things you're about to see will be across the world. You go hear me talk more and more about global approaches, because a lot of my partnerships and relationships are out of this country now. You know what I'm saying? And so we're going global, but fear paralyzes. And I had to learn how to conquer my own fear. You know what I'm saying? The thing that was in my mind that makes me feel like, okay, maybe I shouldn't go that far. Maybe it's something there that's not for me. And that's all fear. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to learn how to get that out of you, because it will stop you from being progressive. You all have something that you're afraid of. A lot of time I hear grown men say, I ain't afraid of nothing. That's bull. Everybody has a fear factor somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And so you have to learn what that is. And so it doesn't paralyze you. So when you see it, you recognize it, and then courage monopolizes. You follow me? So when you get an opportunity to start having courage on different topics and situations, when you take that courage, it'll monopolize on any different obstacles in front of you. Anything that's going on around you, you can monopolize on that situation when you understand how to buckle down and don't allow fear to paralyze you. The courage to take that action on will monopolize whatever's in front of you, and you can continue to have progress. Again, because fear is false evidence appearing to be real. So it's really not as bad as you thought it was going to be. But unless you take it on, you really wouldn't know, right? So that's the first key. Get to know yourself, get to know who you are, and then, appreciate that person, right? And then that helps you a lot in different relationships and in business, where you don't allow people to take you outside of who you are. You always have to be true to who you are, because God made you uniquely the way you are for a reason. But get to know that person. There's some greatness there. Number two, write your goals down. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things you see with me and my life and my team, these have been goals for a minute. My goals are written down. You know what I'm saying? I have books and plans, you know what I'm saying, like pages. I'm talking about pages of notes and stuff like that, of plans, you know what I'm saying? Because God gives us all something, but you got to write it down. Whether you read the Quran or whether you read the Bible, or, whatever you read, these are men that was inspired spiritually, who wrote and took notes, and then they moved on it. You know what I'm saying? And so these are things that you have to do too. If you're going to be great, these are the key to your success, is you got to write down your goals and make action steps. You follow what I'm saying? Those action steps, you have one big goal. You might say this year, well, I have a goal of, I want to open this new business. So you put a business name on. Okay, great. That's the goal. You want to open up the business. That's the result. Okay. But then the steps in between is what you have to write down. You follow me? Okay, so I got to go get an LLC. I got to go to the Secretary of State website. I got to go to get an EIN number, right? You know what I'm saying? I have to look at what's going to be my core audience. Okay, how do I market to that core audience? You know what I'm saying? How do I get the attention of these viewers? How do I get my clients? You see what I'm saying? How do I build my team? Like, these are steps that you have to write down. And then when you get all these thoughts formulated, exactly what you want to do, then you have to put the action behind that. You see what I'm saying? That's why it's key. You know what I'm saying? I see Pops. I see you there, Pops. Yeah, that's right. We got to share this kind of information, because everybody has a goal. And I just feel really upon me, God has put something in me that I have to share. And a lot of my partners, they always laugh, because I hate doing lives. I don't hate them. I've never used the platform the way that I'm using it now. You know what I'm saying? But God has put something in me, man, where I feel like it's selfish if I don't share the things that I know. And this is a way to get these messages across to millions of viewers at one point in time. And with everything we're doing with the expo and everything across the country, it's going to be more and more, we'll be more on stages from platforms. But this is a way I can start to build and get this information out to people. So we do have to share this information. It is very important that we use these platforms. So all my brothers out there, hope y'all proud of me, and Bricks over there, because I am going past some of my fears of using platforms as unfamiliar. And so things I'm telling you is things that I'm utilizing myself. And so with your goals, man, you have to have that goal. You take them action steps, and then you start writing them down, and now you're producing a flow. In PM Squared, we do something called a flow chart, right? Where we take a concept and then we put all the steps behind it. And then we look at how do you make these things happen so a person can actually get the results. One thing an entrepreneur doesn't want to do is be an octopus on roller skates, right? That's what we call it. An octopus, just think about it, has all these legs, it's all over the place, and you got roller skates on each leg, and they just all over the board. But that's the mindset, you know what I'm saying, of most entrepreneurs. They octopuses on roller skates, because they have so many different directions that they want to go. They have so many different things that they want to do. But the problem of it is they haven't organized none of it. None of it. It's not organized. You follow me? And then a lot of times, new entrepreneurs can get defensive. That's a real sign that you're a rookie too, by the way. If you get defensive when someone's trying to coach you or direct you, through something, you're really a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Because people who are mature in their gifts understand their gift, and they embrace, you know what I'm saying, the thoughts and concepts of others, because that's how that thought gets molded. You see it your way, you know what I'm saying, only because you're looking through your eyes. But God allows other people who look through different lenses can help mold that concept of that idea that you have. And now you're getting something sculpted that's becoming greater than even what you saw yourself. A lot of my ideas, I may give them to Carrington, I may share with Tamika, I may give them to Osiris, and then they able to mold it right from their perspective or their point of view. And I said, man, I didn't even look at it that way, but it's becoming great. So you don't want to become an octopus. You don't want to be an octopus on roller skates where your ideas are all over the place and has never been formulated to be one strategic thought. And now you can take things in stride. You follow me? And now you can get things done, and actually you'll become more productive. A lot of things happen too. You got to be careful when you're going for goals, and that you don't get discouraged. You know what I'm saying? Too easily. A lot of people get discouraged too easy because they haven't hit the big goal. This is a blessing to writing them down, teammates. Listen, and putting everything in action steps, because every time you get a chance to actually accomplish one of those goals, you can check it off. One of them action steps, you can check it off. These are short victories. Man, listen, you got to write this down. This is key right now for your success. These are short, small victories. You need all of those small victories because it gives you an opportunity now to excel in that emotion. Come on, man. We are emotional creatures, men and women. God put something in all of us that we can feel. It's a sensuality inside of every human being. You have to have an opportunity, man, that you can appreciate that sense of accomplishment that comes every time you check something off. You follow me? Now you know you're in direction for the long-term goal. Now you're not so key to get discouraged. A lot of times people say, well, I want to work out, but they just looking for that one sculpture body or shape that they want to have. But they didn't even take notice that they taking in less calories, that, you know what I'm saying, they have shrunk their waistline a little bit, you know what I'm saying, that they have put themselves in a perspective where they drinking more water and so their body's more healthy. You know what I'm saying? These are small victories that you can appreciate before you get to that sculpture figure. Does that make sense? So when you got a big goal, understand that the small action steps is what's going to lead to the big goal. And then you can appreciate the journey of the goal. You follow me? Because nothing worse than going through the whole journey. You see what I'm saying? And then you actually are disgruntled through the process. Oh man, I'm helping y'all, man, this morning, man. Listen, you don't want to be disgruntled through the process, only looking for the ultimate goal. What happens, you break relationships, you break morale, all that kind of stuff going through the process. You know what I'm saying? Trust that process for your life because it will help you get there and you can appreciate it. I mean, I have a lot of friends, man, in today's date I'm grateful for, who have very successful businesses, multi millionaires. And one thing they always say, that they appreciate the person they became along the journey to success, not just the success that they was able to accomplish. You follow me? And you got to get into that place in your life, man. As you're going for your goals, you can appreciate the person that you becoming. Like, I read way more books. This is the book that was given to me yesterday by Muhammad Ali brothers, Rahman Ali, and he signed it, you know what I'm saying, to me and Layla, you know what I'm saying, here yesterday. And the beautiful part of it is he said, may peace be with you. And so for me, understanding the situation is that peace is something that you have to be able to walk in to be successful on your journey, that you can appreciate the person that you are. By no way is Adrian Dynamite Sloan where he wants to be or the person that he wants to be long term. But man, I can appreciate who I am now. I'm not on the block selling no dope. I'm not, standing around, you know what I'm saying, just, drinking, beer, you know what I'm saying, out of a daggone bottle, you know what I'm saying, out of a brown paper bag no more like I used to do when I was on the block at 15, 16, 17. I'm not that person no more. You know what I'm saying? So I can appreciate the fact that I could be in the comfort of my home and be the person that I am today. You know what I mean? I can appreciate that progress that came from reading books, developing, taking action steps. You see what I'm saying? I was a cat who was a high head and wouldn't listen to nobody. I can appreciate now, you know what I'm saying, being a person who can listen to somebody. And even though we may have two different point of views, I've grown to understand myself. You see what I'm saying? Well, I can appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I can appreciate the views and perspectives that come from other folk now because I've grown. You know what I'm saying? My knowledge have expanded. I was a cat who got in trouble, got locked up, you know what I'm saying, right after my 16th birthday. You know what I mean? I was that dude with the long dreads, you know what I'm saying, that felt like it was me against the world kind of mindset, you know what I'm saying? But I cut my hair. I changed the perspective, the way people looked at me. You know what I'm saying? I had to stop acting like a victim, you know what I'm saying? And just like society, the white man, and all this bullshit people talk about. I couldn't be that person that made excuses for why everything didn't go right in my life no more. So I wrote down my goals. I took action steps. I put people around me, you know what I'm saying, who was nurturing the person I was becoming. And then I held myself accountable for my own success and my failures. You know what I'm saying? These are keys, you know what I mean, that really helped me to become the person that I am. I had to evolve and develop into the person that God required me to be. You know what I'm saying? And so the next key, like the third thing, right? So that was a lot right there, but that, you got to get organized, get things in perspective, and then go with it. Stop making excuses, man. The third thing, man, you have to make sure you create a massive team. I feel like this is key right here because, you don't want to be Rambo. You know what I'm saying? You running around here shooting up everything by yourself. Man, I've never seen anyone create anything great. I was just studying a little bit. Jay-Z's one of my iconic partners, man, that I love studying. And if you look at what he did with Rock Nation was ingenious. You know what I'm saying? He got to a point, so is Master P. If you go back and you look at Master P documentary and you read these guys and really what happened, they was talented. You know what I'm saying? But they got into a place where their talent took them beyond You know what I mean? A place where they really start to get involved with different leaders and different peoples, and they got outside of their environments, and then they got it inside of teams. And it was no more about their individual talent, but they got good at developing talent of other people. You know what I'm saying? And you really got to get a chance to get to that place. You know what I'm saying? When you're getting good at helping other people become great, because God will work on you to become even greater. And so what he ended up doing when he went to Def Jam and took the job, being the CEO and helping out with that deal, he evolved. You know what I'm saying? And then they wouldn't allow him to make different plays and moves that he wanted to make. And so what he did was he began to step outside, took that leap of faith, and he developed a whole team around him that was going in that similar direction. So my key thing for you creating a massive team is everyone's going to have different strengths. Appreciate that, but develop a team that have a similar vision. You know what I mean? Everybody on your team should not be like you. And if you're the smartest person on your team, you need a new team. You know what I'm saying? You should not be the most talented, smartest person on your team. You know what I'm saying? Your team is too small. You shouldn't be the person who have the most money in your team. You know what I mean? Or your team doesn't have enough bread, because you have to have someone that you're reaching up towards and stretching to become. And everybody brings a different value to the squad. You know what I'm saying? A team has to be built on trust. You know what I'm saying? The whole glue of trust and integrity is how a team is developed, man. I had a mentor in Jersey, and God rest his soul, my brother-in-law, Musi, he said something to me, man, about 4 years ago, before he passed. He said, when you're building a team, you got to make sure everybody's all in. Everybody got to be all in. And I said, what do you mean? He said, listen, look at your team right now. Man, he said, how many people on your team can you really say is all in? If you lose, they lose. If you win, they win. But they're going to put just as much on the table and involved in the success of the project as you do. How many people? And I really had to take a step back, and I think y'all need to do the same thing. Look at your team and say, how many people is really all in? You know what I'm saying? Are they with you right now just because you up? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand, everybody got a wagon in life. You see what I'm saying? And when your wagon is moving, people just keep jumping on that wagon and just riding with you because the wagon is moving. But let the wagon stop. You'll really get a chance to see who's just riding or who's really pushing with you. You need some people who's willing to push that deal, that wagon up the hill. Some people who's really to push that project forward, even when there's no money, even when there's no success, it's no highlights, it's no nothing. They're all in because they're spiritually, mentally tied into the project, just like you are. You know what I'm saying? So you got to create a massive team and be willing to appreciate the different gifts that everybody have. You see what I'm saying? You never want a squad that everybody's the same. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's like that, you guys are limited to what you can become, because no one has disruptive perspectives. You see what I'm saying? Me and my team can be talking, and we'll all have different, point of view. We always say the light skin, dark skin complex. I'm the darkest brother on the squad, so I got a different view, right? Osiris, the lightest thing on the squad, so he got a different view and confidence. And then Karen's like in the middle, right? And then Tamika's the sister within the group, right? So we all got different things, and we got Dawn who over there. So everybody got a disruptive point of view, and we're all different we are good at different things. But, in maturity, you learn to respect the indifference. You know what I'm saying? Because the indifference from a collective group, when a person looks at our organization, they see the wholeness, man, I'm helping y'all, man, of the whole group, not just you. Because all of us are imperfect in some areas, you know what I'm saying? But a great team makes a perfected project. And that's the key. You want a perfect project. We're not perfect people. But we can develop some perfect projects, and that's huge right there. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. That's this fresh revelation that came for y'all across this line, man. So take that one with you, man. The fourth thing, man, listen, is take action. You know what I'm saying? Wayne, what's good, bro? I see you, man. You know what I'm saying? So take action. And this is the thing right here. Your brain, right? Your brain, like mentally, it create goals for steps. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to happen. Your brain is going to create goals for steps, but your heart, man, is going to give you the courage to take action. You know what I'm saying? And so this is what happens a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? Fear paralyzes, you know what I'm saying? But so does being over analytical. Some people are too, it's just too anal about all the details that they never get started. You see what I'm saying? And what you have to do is you got to get into a place, man, where your heart gives you the courage to move, even when you don't know all the steps. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, this is key right here. This is key. When you look at a lot of my success, I call it ignorance on fire. A lot of my success is ignorance on fire. Some of y'all couldn't do the things that I've done. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to know everything. I can take a general perspective of what I want to get done and go for it. You know what I'm saying? For me, that's enough. You know what I'm saying? Ignorance on fire is how I got a lot of my success, because God has given me a different kind of skin where I can take the heat of the naysayers. I can take the heat, you know what I'm saying? The people say it's going to fail, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? I can take that because I came from the hood. I came from nowhere. Well, I was supposed to be dead anyway. So if you tell me I can't pass a test, to me, that's bullshit. If you telling me that I can't go but so far, that's bull. Like if you telling me that I can't read a certain amount of books, or if I can't speak on a board, or if I can't be before, you know, corporate, say I smashed everything people say that I can't do. And so I'll be ignorant on fire, and I'll go from the tenacity of my spirit than I ever will just analytics from a book. Don't get it twisted. I read, you follow me? But I believe God gives us all a spirit of survival that you have to learn to tap into. You know what I'm saying? And that becomes my mindset. That ignorance on fire inside of me ignites, man, and I'm able to go. You got to get to that point, man, when you take action. Don't be so analytical about everything. You know what I'm saying? Some things you can plan out and some things you can talk about, but there's a lot of things, man, God only gonna give you an action mode. You gotta get the action mode. You follow me? When you get the action mode, things just start going in your direction and momentum happens, man. If you ever played sports, man, a lot of things, you know, you could be 11 people on the field, you can have 5 cats on the court, but what happens when momentum kicks in, it's another person. You know what I'm saying? It's another player in that game that starts to germinate with you, and plays get made, scores run up. And that's what happens in business. That's what happens in life. When you're in action mode, momentum kicks in, and then you go to another place, you go to another level that you really didn't expect to happen, because you can't plan it all. You don't talk about the universe will respond. You see what I'm saying? The universe will respond. You follow me? To you when you respond to what God has given you to do. But God can't work with you in something that you're not acting on. You can't think it all through. I promise you, some of y'all could be so much greater in your success for your journey if you'll take that ignorance on fire concept. Don't worry about all the steps. Leave some room in there to get that action going. You know what I mean? When that action start rocking with you, man, I'm telling you, the courage in your heart is going to create the action to move forward. What take the place of all the steps that your mind is trying to do. I'm sure everybody got a little book of all their goals, but in 2017, make sure you take action on that deal, man. Make sure you be willing not to know it all. It's okay not to know it all. Be okay with being a failure. I had to sit down and talk to my 11-year-old daughter, man, about failure is okay. You know what I'm saying? Because she come from a father who is like very competitive. You know what I'm saying? A dad who's willing to go get it, who hate to lose. I hate to lose. My father hate to lose. I hate to lose. My daughter hates to lose. But I had to sit down with my kid and say, listen, baby, it's okay to fail. And when I told her that, she cried like she cried. I'm talking about like deep breaths, crying, hurt her soul, because she had to understand that failure is a part of success. And I had to explain that to her, that your father has been more of a failure in goals than he has been a success. But what makes your father a success is the fact that he never stopped going. When things didn't go my way, went wrong, they didn't always go right, I never stopped going. You know, people who are failures and people who succeed in projects, they are exactly the same on the inside a lot of time. Both of them got passion, both got tenacity, both got desire, but the difference, the failure stopped and became the failure. And the success kept going, and they was known for the success. I had to teach you that. You know what I'm saying? So in 2017, man, y'all embrace failure as a part of the process for success. You know what I mean? And when you're able to do that and understand that doesn't take away from who you are, people are going to talk about you, people are going to ridicule you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to do all of that. You know what I mean? So you can't even glorify that, because that's just a part of success. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it, the deal, Formula 409, the cleaning supply, you know what I mean? It was only called that because they made the formula right the 409th time. But what if they created that, 407, 408? You know what I'm saying? 325. They never would have a $1 billion company today. And they call it Formula 409 because they took the 409 formula. Some of y'all got some formulas that you're working on right now. Buff, I see you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I see you, man. Like you're a great example of success. You know what I'm saying? You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. I'm telling y'all, like a lot of y'all are examples of success, but don't get afraid to fail. It's a part of your journey, but the person that you're becoming is huge. Your kids are watching. Your spouses are watching. Your communities is watching. Everybody wants to be successful. But who's willing to fail in the process? Who's willing to go through that fire and still, be positive? Still embrace that. Who's willing to do that? And when you're willing to do that, you're really becoming the greatness that you are. You see, a lot of times I may put in a hashtag, I'm a living legend, because I am. You know what I mean? The reality of that is the legendary piece of my legacy and my children and my community is that I've been able to show that you can come from nothing, become something in spite of what people say. And then you can be positive in the midst of negativity and still breed good fruit, because the reality of it is that you have the ability to become great if you want to be. You have the ability to become a legend because you never stop going. You know what I'm saying? I'm right here in Louisville, Kentucky, where the great Muhammad Ali was born. I went yesterday, you know what I'm saying, to the place where he was where his funeral was at. Today we're gonna go to his gravesite. I had a blessing yesterday to go to the house he was born in, where he played at, see his little brother. And I look at the legend of Muhammad Ali, and I look at what's going on. And a lot of people respect him in this city because of his tenacity. He didn't stop. You know what I mean? I learned that a lot of piece of his legend, and I'm about to be done with this, man, is what happened with Muhammad Ali, how he started boxing, is somebody stole his bike at the YMCA. That's what happened. And so when he went to the police department, the sheriff saw him or what have you, and he took Muhammad and he started to train him in boxing to protect himself. And that was the mindset he had. Nobody never take nothing from me again. You know what I'm saying? And that created the courage of Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay at the time, you know what I'm saying, to start developing this skill set. Then his brother Rudy, who named is now Rahman Ali, you know what I mean, they began to box and they created a whole flavor of themselves of courage based on something disruptive they had in their life, that he felt like a failure. Come on, y'all. You see what I'm saying? He felt like a failure. He felt like things weren't going his way. He didn't want to end up in that place again. So he developed. Come on, man. I hope y'all getting this, man. He took on another skill set. He stopped making excuses. He said, I'm not going to be a victim no more. And he developed a skill set that he began to love. He fell in love with the process of becoming great. Now he's all across the country. Now he's all across the world. Him and his brother boxing, they doing their thing, right? And all of a sudden, he become a Golden Glove boxer. All of a sudden, this skill set is starting to get expanded. It's starting to get a lot of recognition across the world. Now, 20, 30, 40, 50 years later, they say the great Cassius Clay, the great Muhammad Ali, but he was a little boy at one point that somebody stole his bike. And when they stole his bike, he felt broken. Nobody thought he was great at that moment. Nobody thought he was a legend at that moment. Nobody knew anything great was going to come out of this little boy. They just knew it was a little boy who was crying, who needed help. I think it's a little boy in everybody, a little girl in everybody who broken at some point. And something disruptive going to happen in your life that's really going to make you key in and tap in. And then you're going to have to get great at falling in love with the process. And it's painful. But the success and the journey that you want to go on to you is more far important than anything a part of that process. And then you start developing new disciplines and you start developing new mindsets. And then you become the legend that you will be in your family. You become the legend that's going to happen in your business. You know what I'm saying? And then when it's all said and done, when they push us all out and we cold and we on the slab and it's all over for us, they'll look back at our life and say, man, I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be like him. Because life dealt them a bad hand, but they kept playing the cards. And that's what we all got to do. We all got to play our hand all the way through. We all got to make sure we don't fold. We don't get scared. We don't tuck our tail. We don't run. We don't worry about the naysayers. Because when people talking about you, that really means they admire you. Don't ever forget that. When a person takes enough time to speak negatively on you for a long period of time, in a long conversation, there's really something about you that they admire, that they like. Because hateration and admiration come from the same process. They both are paying attention. You know what I'm saying? They both paying attention. And because of the fact that people took enough time to pay attention to you, to criticize you, it's really something about you that they can't figure out that they actually like. And a lot of times they wish they were you. They wish they could do what you're doing. And they can't figure it out because and if they spend enough time focusing on them, they wouldn't have to worry about what you're doing. So you be great. You focus on you. And so I hope these couple keys of success, man, kind of help y'all, a blessing to y'all as it is to me. And this journey of success for me started from a youngster, man, 6th grade, 11, 12 years old, selling lollipops and annihilators in school. You see what I'm saying? Now I'm 32 and travel all across the world, all across the country, teaching and training people on how to become successful, how to tap into, themselves to become great. because that's what I had to do. Started with nothing, ended up with something, and it's all because God used me. I had to go through my pain to share my story, to how I can help other people, become great in what they do. So let's make this deal happen, teammates. Share it, family, to every other, other people. There's gonna be some more Dynamite lives coming through. You know what I'm saying? My team is building a platform. We got some books that we putting together. You're gonna be able to subscribe to some trainings we doing for any level of business that you on, that you'll be able to, tap into your team and help your team go to another level. Hope that helps y'all, man. Y'all, God bless you. Y'all have a great day. Be great. Peace.